Hi everyone, it's Linnea for Ink on 3. Today I have another easy card for you and an easy way to add a lot of color. I did an ink smooshing video a couple of weeks ago for Ink on 3, and today's another variation, another way that you can use your Atelier inks to give gorgeous color to your backgrounds. Now I have the triple rose stamp set. This is one of the new florals, and I had originally placed an A2 panel in my MISTI. I am very bad at eyeballing things. This is a 4x6 stamp set, and the stamp clearly takes up the majority of this. The florals they take up almost a full card front, but it's very hard for me to see that without putting it onto a card front. So once I saw how large this floral arrangement was, I decided to go with a slimline card. So I used my Juicy embossing ink, and I heat embossed that with some Arctic White ultra fine embossing powder. It's hard to see right now, but as soon as I start adding color, you're going to see that image pop out. I have 3 colors of Atelier ink: Maryland Red, Peacock Blue, and My Jam Purple. And I have an acrylic block. Mine happens to be kind of wavy edged, which actually was beneficial in the end, but you could use anything that you have. If you have even like a flat glass coaster or something, that would work too. Any kind of non-porous surface that you can just smush your ink pads on, give it a little spritz of water, and then press that down onto your image. I chose 3 colors that when they mixed together, no matter how they mixed, they would not cause brown. So if the purple and the blue make, it'll just make a more blue shade of purple. If the purple and the red mix, it'll make kind of a reddish purple. If the red and blue mix, it'll make purple. So all 3 of these colors, when they mix together, I'm not going to get any brown spots. As I was kind of inking and smushing, I was finding that ink was really pooling up in areas, and I didn't want that. I wanted a smooth background. So I'm taking my ink off cloth and just dabbing it up. And as soon as I dabbed it up, I loved the result. You can start to see that embossed triple rose image peeking out, and it's really pretty. I'm just going to keep on adding those 3 colors of Atelier ink onto my acrylic block and just kind of pushing that onto my cardstock. I am working on watercolor cardstock because I'm putting quite a bit of water onto my work surface, and you can see that as I press down, this is sped up, but when I press down, I'm giving the ink probably like 10 seconds to really transfer onto my cardstock. I don't want to just have little areas. I wanted an intense background. So I'm just going in, and wherever I see that there's a color missing, I'll just maybe put just that color onto my acrylic block. Like now I see there's some red missing up in that top corner. So I'm going in with just my red ink and just adding that. I'm going to keep going until the majority of my panel is full. Now I did leave a little bit of white down at the bottom, and in the end, I'm really happy that I did. I think it gives a fun waterfall effect. Also, this is a stunning way to make a galaxy background. It looks just like a galaxy, and it's really pretty. I added some spatters of Shark Tooth White Atelier ink, as well as just some clear water. I let that water sit and absorb into the ink, and then picked it up with my ink off cloth, and so that gives me those bleached areas. The Atelier ink is water reactive, so it kind of bleaches with water. I cut a slimline frame out of white cardstock, and I'm just going to quickly frame up the portion of my inked background that I want to have on my card. And I did kind of push that frame down towards the bottom so I get that waterfall effect as my inking turns to white. For my sentiment, I have a hello die cut, and I just stacked this up 3 times so that it's a thicker die cut. And then I'm going to use my liquid adhesive and hang it off of the left and the right sides of my panel. I'll just add a little bit of liquid adhesive on the left side of the H and the right side of the O and stretch that across. After I completed this card, I did go back and kind of tuck some foam adhesive underneath the chunkier parts of the L's and the E just to help stabilize this, but I don't think you really need it. I think that the stretching across would be fine on its own. You can see there I have a second sentiment. It's a strip, and that is from the Here For You stamp set. I have been using those sentiments on a bunch of my cards. I'm really loving them, and I think that it's a nice touch to have that scripty sentiment and then a strip as well. Okay, all that's left to do is to add my card onto a card base. So I'm putting this panel onto a navy blue card base so that I get a little bit of that blue peeking around the edges. And this card is done. This is definitely a messy technique, but I love the results. So I hope that you'll take these tips and tricks and use your Atelier inks to get inky with your backgrounds, and I will see you again soon. Bye!